With YouTube attacking alternative media, please consider supporting the channel via Patreon for just $1 per month. Link below. So in talking about Netflix and Ryan Murphy's $300 deal and how my theory that it was definitely kind of a middle finger to the Fox Disney deal going on, what we see here is Disney coming forward and saying that they don't see their streaming service as a Netflix killer, which is funny because I think that's a load of crap, to be honest with you. I think Disney absolutely positively wants to kind of impact Netflix a little bit. Otherwise, they wouldn't go out and drop $54 billion on the Fox deal in order to get that content for streaming. All right, in order to buy that content and have access to those stories and those characters and those creations and everything else, they want it absolutely to be a take on with Netflix. Maybe not a Netflix killer, but I don't think they're looking to kill it, but they're definitely looking to wound it. It says here, while Disney's plans to enter the realm of streaming are making a huge splash in the world, the company has stated that it is not their goal to conquer competing services like Netflix or Amazon Prime. I love that they say Netflix or Amazon Prime, but they don't say Hulu, considering the fact that this deal actually gives Disney a controlling stake in Hulu, which is where we're probably going to see the majority of the 20th Century Fox adult footage, adult stuff going to, whereas the Disney streaming service is going to be more family-oriented and also just a complete home for Star Wars and Marvel content, because that's what they spend a lot of money on. Now, Disney's chief strategy officer, Kevin Mayer, who advised Disney during their landmark acquisition of Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 21st Century Fox, has said that the company's intention, that it's the company's full intention to have all their major movies released theatrically, and that they just won't jettison certain projects to their service. Yeah, come on. We know that Disney does a lot of straight-to-DVD movies. Every production studio does straight-to-DVD movies. This isn't anything new. So having stuff they want to jettison on that service is going to be a way to do that. But then again, you look at something like, let's say, Tinkerbell. The Tinkerbell movies, right? Yeah, did you know there's like 4 or 5 of them or somewhere in there? And they sell really well on home video. So Disney's not going to want to screw with that, but they'll also still release those movies to their service, which they're going to say, oh, we're not jettisoning them. That was the original intent. The original goal for these movies were to get to that, you know, to go there eventually. It's just kind of the wave of the future. They want to keep people coming back with having that monthly subscription service and paying for it, as well as paying for probably Hulu at the same time, so they can then double dip. It's not a Netflix killer, but they're definitely trying to help corner part of the market. Now, Deadline reported last night that Code Media's conference, where Mayer spoke that the company's plans for the streaming service. Mayer noted that after the 3rd consecutive year of making over $5 billion at the global box office, Disney is comfortable in its current release strategy, saying the model serves us well. I'm not sure there's an urgent need to disrupt it with the streaming platform. Disney, yeah, has a large portion of the market share, not as large as Warner Brothers. And Warner Brothers already tried a standalone streaming service, and it did not do anything. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted it. And as a result of that, as far as I know, it's gone. Or if it's still around, no one ever talks about it. And it's better to work with something like Netflix, get your content in front of eyeballs instead of trying to segment out their own competition. Disney is in a better position than Warner's to do something like this, simply because of the vast library of family-friendly content, even though Warner's actually takes a larger market share theatrically every single year above Disney because of how much content Warner's puts out, which is a lot. So Mayer also explained that he has a great amount of respect for Netflix and that he believes that Disney's service won't harm their inevitable competitor, saying, I personally like Netflix. They've got a great product. They do exceedingly well in the marketplace. What we're doing, we're not trying to hurt or kill Netflix. No, but you are competing with Netflix. But the ultimate point of competition is to become bigger than your opponent, which means you ultimately do want to hurt them, you want to undercut them, and you want to be on top. Disney is nothing if not very determined to be on top. All right, so even though he's like, oh, we make $5 billion, you know, consecutively for 3 years at the global box office. I mean, like, we're fine. We're fine. And Netflix is coming out dropping $8 billion a year on content. You know, like, there is straight competition there. It says Mayer was comparatively quieter about the future of Hulu, which Disney will increase their stake in from 30% to 60% after the purchase of 21st Century Fox, saying we're very much in support of growing Hulu. It's going to be big, profitable service, except right now it's not. There are like 12 million people who use Hulu. compared to 100 million people who use Netflix. I think it has fewer people even than Amazon Prime, right? And so, or Amazon Instant, whatever you want to call it. And so ultimately what you're looking at here is a situation where Hulu is, it's all right. It's all right. It does okay. They offer you new TV shows sometimes. And it's this good standalone service as kind of, I guess you could say, an afterthought to Netflix. But as I've always liked to say, people out there don't want to spend more than maybe 2-3 streaming services max, right? And the only reason why Amazon Prime or Amazon Instant has done well is because they've tied it in to the Prime membership. Oh, you want 2-day free shipping? Get this Amazon Prime. It only costs you $96 a year or whatever it's up to now. And then you get your hands on the streaming service as well. So they bundled it together. Otherwise, I don't think people would pay that close attention to it, to be honest with you. But Hulu they do because it has TV the next day. And now they offer live TV through that as well as you know, linking in Showtime and HBO. And they're trying to like kind of lump all these services and make Hulu more of a hub. And that's kind of what Disney's going to do with it in terms of linking it to their streaming service, at least in my opinion. So it says that while Disney streaming services suggested a family-friendly focus in line with the company's established image, older skewing content is expected to have a home on Hulu going forward. Disney service is set to go live sometime in 2019. And I would say it's going to probably go, you know, maybe Q3 2019, if not a little bit sooner, in order to test. I would say, honestly, their better bet would be like summertime 2019. Get it out in May. Right. And drop it right before kids go on there to get stress tests ready for when kids are out of school, because a lot of people are going to be flooding that service. So whether or not they have the ability to maintain it, I have no idea. But I look at this sort of thing and it's like, this is a load of crap. I'm sorry. It's a load of crap. Disney is absolutely positively gunning for Netflix. Will they be able to play catch up? It may take a couple years, provided the content they create, the original content they create, is worth the price of admission and keeps people coming back and 100% clamoring for more. But we are seeing a lot of stuff right now about superhero fatigue and Star Wars fatigue. And if Disney isn't careful, they might actually run the risk of producing so much content around these particular properties that they spent billions of dollars on, that they're just going to oversaturate the market and people are just going to stop caring. And if that's what they tend to focus their stuff on, which I don't know if they're going to, because they do release a wide variety of other content. But look at the failure of Pirates of the Caribbean 5, and that was a failure. Look at the failure of the Lone Ranger in 2013. That was a pretty big $200 million failure. Disney will experiment, but they also know how to play it safe. And when they play it safe is when we get crap like Planes that nobody wants and nobody asked for. And when they canceled that quietly, nobody shed a tear.